Welcome to Middle Georgia Agora. This is the organizational arm, I guess I should say, of Buckwheat Farms. Our vision, where we organize and structure the new community that we seek to create. And I'm sorry it's a little late putting this into this content, creating the content today, but I was trying to wait for my blog to be approved on my vocal site, and just got the word back that it was disapproved. So I'm just moving everything straight over to the blog. And the reason I use the vocal site is simply because I make a few pennies off of each click on the content. And vocal has said that because I'm expressing, I forget how they put it, conspiracy theories, they would not be able to produce the content or publish the content. And that brings me kind of to the point of tonight's episode. And we're going to continue with becoming ungovernable. And if you haven't had a chance, go back and watch videos 1, 2, and 3, part 1, 2, and 3 of Becoming Ungovernable. I'll try to link those somehow in the blog post. But tonight we're going to be on part 4, and we're going to start with a quote from Sun Tzu. Many of you may be acquainted with Sun Tzu and the beautiful work he created, The Art of War. And so I'm going to quote from Sun Tzu. He says, "If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself, but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle." And so tonight was kind of an instance where I knew the enemy. I kind of had an idea that some of the things that I was posting, they may not approve of. And if you go to the blog, you're going to be just, you'll be kind of amazed at what they consider to be controversial and conspiracy. And the thing is that's part of knowing our, and I hate to, I don't mean to use the word enemy, but they have put themselves against us. And the enemy is always consists of those who wish to suppress individual liberty, and it doesn't matter which side of the aisle they're on, whether they're red state or blue state, Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, whatever. Anytime someone seeks to suppress individual liberty, and when I'm talking about individual liberty, I'm talking about that which does no harm to others, initiates no violence against others. I'm talking about just basically, as my brother and I talked about several years ago, basically pissing between your own 2 feet, of being just governing yourself, and those who wish to do those things. So when you hear me speak of the term enemy, I'm referring to enemies of individual autonomy, and most of all, that is the state. And again, the state has set itself at enmity to us. And the control of the media, the control of the narrative, is one of the reasons that I seek to establish the community of the Agora, the Middle Georgia Agora. And as you'll see in the blog, we've got a plan to establish the community. We've got a goals. We've got some structure to the community. But the main thing is to gather together those who are like-minded, who again, and there's more of us out there than we know of. They've done everything they can to keep us apart. They've suppressed any information that's counter to their narrative. It's akin to book burning, basically, what the government has undertaken. And the media has been complicit in this, which, again, Vocal is a media piece. And if you look at stories and you see the overwhelming condemnation of any and every narrative that runs counter to that espoused by the mainstream. And as I've said in other videos, that the majority is seldom seldom right because they're so affected by this mob mentality, and that's, again, that's what we're seeking to create, is a kind of a safe zone from this mob mentality. And we've looked at around 200 people that we would like to utilize to form the community. That's a number that people can have relationships with within their community, that they can actually know them. You've heard me say before, you ride down the road, you see a guy with a flat tire. If you don't know them, you're not as likely to pull over and help them. But if it's Bob from two doors down, or Juan from around the corner, that you are actually involved in a community exchange with, that you are actually involved in their life, it's highly likely you'll stop it. And it promotes this whole concept. And again, this is the thing that we've got to understand, that what the enemy does, what those who've sought to suppress liberty have done, is they seek to keep us divided. They seek to make us not trust one another. They seek to see each other as leeches who are somehow depriving me of my property. The ultimate vision for Middle Georgia Agora is to take the community and create the community and create the space within that community so that people can develop trusting, concrete, real, interactive relationships. They can engage in completely voluntary transactions, no coercion, and where each member takes on or makes the vow, I should say, to not aggress, to not initiate violence against anyone else. And so I invite you to check out the blogs. We'll continue with more content coming out on Thursdays with some specific areas, some specific things that we're doing again. But the first step is to start finding our tribe, because again, there are many of them, but there are more of us. And the idea, the whole concept, the whole rationale behind keeping us separate is to make us think that we're the only ones who think this way, because there are more of us. Because anarchy, no ruler, self-rule, is the natural state of man. It is our natural condition. And that is, I guess, the ultimate bottom line of Middle Georgia Agora, is to help us to find that place, to help us create the world of voluntary interactions that have no coercion, that aren't tainted by the regulations and rules of an onerous state, to create heaven on earth. Join me as we do this. If you want to be part of Middle Georgia Agora, if you're in the Middle Georgia area, join Middle Georgia Agora. Join our community exchange system. Join our Freedom Cell network. We're looking to establish relations and sister networks, sister cells that we can trade with. And that's one of the... So find your tribe. If this is your tribe, join us. If this isn't your tribe, create your tribe. We are out there. Find the others. Find those who share your views, who share your beliefs, who share your passion. The state will not prevail. And the thing is, all of this ramping up of their assault is sure sign that they are on the retreat and on the ropes. As government, as the state begins to wallow in its own irrelevance, a new paradigm is rising up, a new paradigm of self-government, self-regulation, self-responsibility, and overall self-love. Namaste.